One Away
here.
Rockstar Guitars, Fanny.
That's right.
I just read a quote from David Bowie from 1973 that blew my mind about you guys.
Yeah, that's 1999.
He said that at
in
night?
Rolling Stone interview. It was the centennial issue, and they asked a bunch of celebrities, rock stars, who their favorite groups were, and David Bowie gave us a shout out. He said we were the best.
We're the best. We're fucking the best.
Yeah. He said we fucking kicked ass. He said a lot of cool things.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Great.
So the thing is, right now, the name of the band is Fanny Walked the Earth. And the reason for that is it's so important that we all started, actually even before Fanny, in our rock and roll girls bands when we were teens.
When we were
And that's where
16
it
years
started.
old. Yeah, in our teens.
Yeah.
June and I met in, 66? That makes us about 12 right now.
You are so beautiful. It's unbelievable how gorgeous
Well,
you
it's
are.
Filipino power. Seriously.
Yeah, that was just another coincidence that the three of us were same heritage, half Filipina and half European, and that we lived in the same area, Sacramento area, Northern California, and we played bass, drums, and guitar. How did that happen?
I think those chances were a million, zillion, trillion to one.
Right. And here we are.
And you know what? We didn't even think that much about it then, because it's like, oh, you play and you're good. Let's do it. Let's get on it right now.
There weren't many options.
No.
You must have had some serious challenges at that time with being accepted by men in the industry. I mean, you're the first band to ever get a record deal, all-girl band to get a record deal.
No, we're the first one to put out an entire album.
Yeah.
In fact, we did 5.
Yeah.
So that's the difference, because Goldie and the Gingerbreads, for example, were putting out singles. You know, Patty
Pleasure
Quattro,
Seekers.
yeah, Pleasure Seekers were putting out singles, but we put out an entire album. And for some reason, it was the luck of the draw, I guess. We got the right producer, and it happened.
Well, and you had the talent and you had the looks, too.
Okay, but let's look at the environment in 1966. Okay?
You want to really look at it?
Yeah, let's look at it. I'll look at it.
It's all male dom. It's men.
It's not
English.
just that.
It's
It's
Englishman.
not just that.
It's
not.
Englishman.
No, it's way more than that.
Okay.
You're reducing it to a small point. It's all of society that at that point still had the quaint idea that women couldn't do the same things as men, and that included rock and roll.
Right.
It was all of society.
Unfortunately, I think that still prevails a bit.
Well,
you know, and we're trying to make a difference.
That's why we're still kicking some Fanny.
Yeah.
Well, and last night you were honored at the She Rocks Awards.
Yeah, that was great.
It was very, very cool. And your award was presented to you by none other than Jeff Skunk Baxter, who also has long white hair and a long white beard, or, mustache. And I loved his speech. It was heartfelt, and he put so much energy and electricity into it. And I just thought, wow, there's no one better than Jeff.
I know.
And so afterwards, I ran up when he came off the stage. I went up to him and said hello, and we've known each other for a while, since I shot his plexiglass clear Roland guitar that looks pretty white.
He let you touch it?
Yeah. And I said, that was such a great speech, Jeff. And he said, I love those girls. I love Fanny. I've always loved them. Yeah. And you really felt it.
To say that he's one of the men who taught me a lot. I mean, when I needed information, he gave with a clear heart and so generously. He never pulled any punch. I'm the great skunk. I mean, actually, it wasn't even skunk then. He was my guitar repairman. And when I realized how well he could play and how much I could learn from him, I didn't even need to ask. He just loved to hang out and play. And that's the connection. It's incredible.
Yeah. And it's beautiful that you were supported by someone like him of his caliber, when he was just beginning too, and a man. He was a man.
There were a lot of people who were so supportive, and I think we're even still finding out now the people who have been fans and knew who we were that we never knew about. The women in the B-52s last night, they were so cool. Did you hear that, June? They said, we got to do something together.
I mean, I kind of heard it, but there was so much going on. I'm happy to hear that.
And they were such fans.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I've got photographs of Kate and Cindy and you two right there performing together, and you sounded so good.
Thank you so much.
You were getting down on it. Brie had the mic. She was going. It was awesome. awesome. You
Yeah.
sounded good together, so that's very cool. I can see why they would like to do something with you.
Yeah.
And guess what? At the end of the show, Kate Pearson, we were standing at the end of the stage. Someone said, "Do you know Lisa?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, I know about her. Get her back here." And she sent somebody to come and get me. Took me back, and she said, "I really want you to photograph my dad's like 1962
Awesome.
Gretsch guitar. Will you come out to
Awesome.
Woodstock and photograph it for me?" So
Wow.
I'm down with that.
Love that.
She rocks.
Yeah.
I think you guys should play the 2019 50th anniversary Woodstock that Michael Lang is starting to
What?
put together.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I'm gonna pitch that.
You
I'm
pitch it,
I'm
Lonn.
planting that seed.
Yeah.
Why not?
I live not that far from Woodstock, actually.
So where were you in the original Woodstock? Where were you guys?
We were in L.A.
You were in LA.
We were at Marmont
I
Land
heard
at Fanny
it.
Were you,
Hill, right?
you were
Yeah.
playing music.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
I think that's a cool idea.
It is a great idea.
Hey,
I'm gonna
man.
broker that idea.
I think if you want to push that, would be great. You know, we got a new record out June. I Have This For You.
Woohoo.
That's our new record.
Do I get one too?
Yes, you do.
Beautiful.
Okay.
By the way, you guys had the coolest swag in the She Rock swag bag, and
Thank you.
it was a tattoo. One's a sticker, and one is a tattoo. The
So,
coolest
yeah,
the coolest stuff.
It speaks of our heritage because we're from like the 60s.
That's
so
that's like Mouse and Kelly a bit.
it's,
isn't
it's
it?
the Fillmore poster art
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
Then with our heritage, the Filipina tattoos, because this is us.
I really want to promote
So this is
Filipina American pride.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's really important, and this is a big step in that, you know. I mean, how else do you get that attention but playing loud rock and roll? That's the best way.
Yeah,
When and where can you get this album? Because it's dropping
coming
in
out-
March, right?
It's going to be out March 2nd, so you can't share this yet. This is your own personal copy.
Wait, hide that.
No, don't look. Don't look.
No, it's beating. It's got a heart. Oh my God. It's got
Ooh,
I'm
baby.
getting one and I'm taking it to
Well,
Vegas.
Yeah. So it comes out March 2nd, and our video, I believe, is being released probably within the week. I'm trying to keep up with all this stuff. You know, we're on our own here.
And when you do that, that's when I'm going to get to photograph Jean's bass, her vintage bass. And then I'm going to fly out to Boston and I'm going to photograph your vintage guitar, your vintage Gibson.
Vintage Les Pauls, Stratocasters, you name it.
Well,
I'm
you're-
yeah.
going to see if I can get Lee, her son, who goes up there
Yeah.
periodically to bring down her bass so that you can photograph it, and then we'll get it back to her.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Say
Yeah.
that, Trip.
And then we're going to do a portrait of you as well.
Awesome.
I'll
Yeah.
just say that in sociocultural alignment is a perfect time for you guys to be rocking right now.
So too.
yeah.
I think so too.
There's a gender shift and a priority shift, and you fit right in. You're the old and the new wrapped up into one.
David Bowie is sending his lightning bolt down
Yeah,
from
he
heaven
is. The
because
androgynous god he was.
what did he say? Revival.
Revivified.
Revivified.
You're being revivified.
Revivified.
2018. Rock on, sisters.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.